Let's go to this past weekend, Orlando. What a performance from Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Holy crap, he turned back the clock. It was incredible stuff. He joins us right now via the magic of Zoom. There he is. Wonder what's going on. I'm not.
What's up, my friend?
What's happening?
How you doing, brother?
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I mean, a little banged up and bruised up, but I feel phenomenal.
Really?
Because I'm on the show, my friend.
Oh, that is so nice of you. But it's been a while since we had a Monday victory for Wonderboy, right? Like that Monday victory feeling. That has to feel good despite the bumps and bruises, right?
The bumps and bruises are all worth it, man. But yes, it's been a while. But we made it happen, man. We made it happen this past Saturday, got the W. Got a few bumps and cuts and bruises, but nothing I can't heal up from.
How many stitches total?
Oh, I have no idea. I got one over my left eye. I don't know if you see it.
Yeah. See it?
And this is from a headbutt. This is from an old, when I fought Jeff Neal, when we headbutted each other.
Oh, wow.
Over the same eye. And of course, the old hand.
Oh my gosh. Is it broken?
It's broken.
Oh no.
I get an MRI tomorrow. We both, Kevin broke his right hand and I broke my left hand.
And when do you think you broke it?
I think people are telling me they thought I broke it in the first or second round.
Whoa.
Because I hit him with the left hand and I shake my left hand out. But I didn't feel it till after I took the gloves off, to be honest with you. I didn't take as soon as I took the gloves off, I was like, okay, something's not right. I felt this pain before. I looked down at my hand. It started to swell immediately. So I was like, it's got to be broken.
Wow. So in the fight, you didn't feel anything and you were still using it?
I was trying to knock him out with my left hand going into the fourth round. And they said I did it in the first or second. My brother watched me. I hit him with the left hand and he saw me shake my hand out. I don't remember that at all. But of course, in the fight, you don't remember a whole lot because it's all reaction. So I haven't even gone back to watch the fight yet. I'm looking forward to that today. I'm going to get with the coaches and we're going to go back and watch the fight.
In your illustrious career competing in kickboxing, MMA, have you ever been this banged up after a fight? Cuts, bruises, bloody? Like, have you ever felt that sort of, that kind of stuff after a fight?
In kickboxing, no.
Yeah.
But MMA for sure. When I fought, the first fight I had with Tyron Woodley, that was a rough one.
Yeah.
I had some banged up and bruised up. And of course, the Vicente Luque was a pretty rough one too. But that was more with my hands because I broke both my hands, if you remember.
Right.
I broke both my hands in that fight. I was a little bruised up in the legs, but my face was still fine. And then the Jeff Neal fight where I had this cut here where we headbutted each other. But no, this is, like I said, it's all worth it though. Walking through the airport or struggling to walk through the airport with a smile on my face for sure.
Did you expect this kind of fight?
I always expect fights like this. Like, to be honest with you, I never expected any of these fights to be easy. I always prepare myself for, like I said, a 5-minute round war, whoever it is with 3 minute, if it's a 3-round fight or a 5-round fight, I always prepare myself that it's going to be a war. Because if you go out there thinking you're going to go out there and knock the guy out or it's going to be easy, and then it's a war, it can affect you mentally when you're out there, affect you. I've seen people break, mentally and spiritually whenever they're out there. That spirit kind of breaks. But since I'm always prepared for that, man, I'm ready to go.
And is it true that you guys had sort of like an unspoken agreement that, or maybe it was spoken, that you wouldn't take each other down? Is that a real thing?
Well, leading up to the fight, I figured that at some point he was going to try to shoot. But I know he's not a great wrestler. He's more of an anti-wrestler. He uses his jiu-jitsu against the good wrestlers. He uses his darces and guillotines and things like that. But the first round, I ended up falling down. When I think our legs got tied up, I tripped up and fell, and he stood us back up and said, no takedowns today. I'm not going to be shooting today. So, later on in the fight, whenever I started to really throw those liver kicks in, started aiming that back leg roundhouse kick towards his right arm, which was the whole game plan going out there, was to try to attack that right arm. Because, that's his bread and butter. He likes to knock guys out with that right arm. So my goal was to put as lot of steam on that right arm as possible. Try to numb it, try to cause some damage to it so that way he won't throw it as hard. And it worked.
he's known to talk a lot. You just mentioned a brief conversation. Did he speak to you a lot in the fight?
Yes. Yeah, we had some pretty cool conversations out there. Well, pretty much went, I would throw a kick or a punch and he would say that would hurt. And I would be like, oh, I'm sorry. I pretty much said I was sorry the entire time I was out there. Oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, man. I hit him in the groin. Well, I thought I hit him in the groin. Completely apologized for that. But yeah, man, he was like, yeah, he would say little things out there like, I'm not going to take you down or slow down a little bit. He told me to slow down a little bit, which in my mind told me, hey, I should pick it back up. I should pick up the
Right.
pace. But little things like that.
Are you truly sorry when you say you're sorry?
When I say I'm sorry, I am sorry, but it's funny because I say I'm sorry, I'm just gonna do it again. You know
Right.
what I mean? It's weird. Uh, so when I was out there and he would say that hurt, I'm like, oh my bad, man, I'm sorry. You know, I don't know why. I don't know why I said that, but normally when I'm saying I'm sorry, I am sorry, man. I am sorry that I'm going to beat you out here today, but it's got to be done.
You mentioned the groin shot, which I thought was a really weird sequence, if I'm being honest. It looked like Dan Miragliotta waved the fight off. It looked like he said the fight was over, and then he was telling him it was a groin. And then he's like, oh, wait a second. Did you think that was, I mean, it ended up being a moot point, but if you wave the fight off, I kind of feel like the fight has to end.
And yeah, it was kind of weird. I didn't know if it was a body shot or if it was because I hit him in the liver with a back leg roundhouse kick. And I think he was looking for a time to kind of recover. And that was his opportunity. And I think the ref thought he was actually injured. I thought he thought he was complaining about his rib, which is why he kind of waved his hands the way he did. And Kevin was like, no, it's a groin shot. So I think that was the kind of the mishap. Kevin was hitting the groin, and the ref thought he said his rib was hurting, but he said it was his groin. But did I hit him in the groin? I don't remember. I didn't go back and watch the fight yet.
It looked a little questionable for me. And to be honest, if
Okay.
he didn't see it, then at this point, we're opening up a can of worms for every guy who gets hit in the body. And it's like, no, it was a groin. Oh, I'll take your word for it, right? Like, it doesn't have to be something that he
Really?
sees.
Yeah, I think so. So I mean, I saw him wave his arms off, but I thought it was just a mistake, and we were just going to keep on fighting. But yeah, I thought it was over at first.
Could you
I
tell
thought it
that
was
his
done.
hand was broken?
A little bit when I was out there, which is one of the reasons why I kept throwing the back leg roundhouse kick to his body, knowing that he's going to block it with his right arm.
Oh,
So he stopped throwing it. He started throwing more elbows instead of his right hand. And every now and then he would shake it out a little bit. So I was like, kind of put two to two together. I figured his hand was pretty hurt, which he broke on my skull the first round when he staggered me. So I started aiming that back leg to that right arm a little bit more, which I think had a lot of effect of him kind of not wanting to come out to the fifth round for sure.
how much pressure did you feel going into this fight, Steven, because of all the, getting up there in age, the last couple fights, all that stuff? Did you feel like this was, I don't know, must win is fair. They're all very, very important, but did you feel like you had to do something spectacular? Did you feel like you had to win? Did you feel like it was a must win?
No, I didn't feel any pressure at all. I try to keep that kind of mindset out before going into a fight. I don't like feeling like I have to do anything. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Yes, I lost my last two fights against good wrestlers. Obviously, didn't take any damage though. It's not like I got beat up. Um, but it was more to. I went out there to prove to myself and the fans that Stephen Wonderboy Thompson's still here. That he's not too old for this game. Everybody else is telling me that I'm too old. You see it out there because I lost my last two fights. He must be too old. So I'm like, are you kidding me? No, I feel like I'm 25. I'm ready to go. So I think that's one of the reasons. Can you still got me?
Yeah, I got you. Yep. Oh,
Okay.
now you turn. Okay, now you're good.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
One of the reasons um, why was because I was actually more aggressive this fight than I ever was before,
Really?
and I think it was the fact that people thought I was too old. Like I wanted to prove to everybody that I'm still in this game, and that you ain't got the last with Thompson. I'm still here, baby.
That too old talk, did it bother you?
A little bit. I mean, the last time somebody told me that I was too old, it was after I got knocked out by Anthony Pettis. And of course, I come back and beat Vicente Luque, Jeff Neal. But it kind of upset me because I don't feel it. I don't feel it. I feel like I'm still in the game. I feel like I can still put on a good show for the fans and the UFC. And this is something that I told him. Look, give me a striker. We will put on the best fight ever, and we always do. Anytime I fight against a good striker, we get fight of the night. Obviously, there's a lot of things I still got to work on in my wrestling and jiu-jitsu. I'm still getting better with that every day. But it was like the right moment. It was like a perfect opponent. But the reason that this fight was so good was my opponent, a tough Jeff Neal, be able to go 4 rounds, take the shots that he did, and keep on standing. It was awesome.
I was so happy that they gave you this fight because I had heard that they were trying to book you versus Shavkat. And it's not like we're trying to do like easy fights for anyone here. But you know what? You've done a lot for the sport. You've done a lot for this company. You've been a model, fighter, contractor, employee, whatever you want to call you guys. It felt like they were trying to kill you off. And I didn't understand why they were doing that. Like they're trying to give you these matchups against these wrestlers. Like what do we try? We want to see Wonderboy in fights like this, which could be a 50-50 fight. It's not saying that this was a fight that was made for you to win, but like we want to see you in this type of fight as you have your last few fights left. Did that annoy you that they were trying to do that?
Man, it did. I mean, when they came to me and told me to ask me to fight Shavkat, I'm like, look, this guy had 10 minutes pretty much of control time against Jeff Neal. I mean, what was it? Who was he? Who did he fight last? I forgot who it was. I think it was Neil Magny. I think it might have been Neil Magny that he fought. He had like 9.5 minutes of control. And he kept him on the ground. And the UFC's telling me this guy's a striker, that he's going to stand there and strike. I'm like, no way. I'm like, you guys saw my last fights, right? That's not what the fans want to see. They pretty much booed the last 2 fights. I mean, they were boring because my opponents, all they did was shoot and just hold me. I don't know any fan that would want to sit there and watch that kind of Stephen Wonderboy Thompson fight. They want to see a good fight. They want to see the stand-up fight. They want to see Stephen Wonderboy Thompson do his thing out there. And we did. We got to do that this Saturday. So I did feel a little bit, which is one of the reasons why it took so long for me to come back. We wanted to find the right opponent. And man, let me tell you, Kevin Holland was a monster. He is a monster. So we made it happen, man. And people are loving it, man. They love the fight. We got fight of the night. People say it was fight of the year.
Yeah.
So excited about it.
And one other narrative that came up leading up to this fight was that the UFC was rewarding Kevin Holland for taking the Khamzat fight on 24 hours notice by giving him you. And that's kind of disrespectful to you as well. Did that narrative bother you?
I didn't know about that, to be honest with you. This is the first time I'm hearing it.
Okay.
But man, I'm telling you, everybody, you never want to take me lightly. Never take me lightly. I'm just saying. So, it's I'm just excited to be able to jump out there and put on a show for the fans, even with the bumps and bruises. It's great.
One thing I want to ask you about the end, his corner, I thought, did a fantastic job. Bob Perez and everyone there of saying, did we lose him? Is he gone? I'm talking to myself.
I'll be right back.
I wanted to ask myself a couple questions.
Do it.
Something was going on there. I think like his phone was dying or something because I could tell him looking off. And I was wondering if this was going to come back to haunt us. But it is worth knowing, by the way, or noting, I should say, that... let me just scooch over. Oh, all right. That Holland's corner did throw in the towel. And that's something that I'd love to see more. There was no reason for that fight to continue. And it's something we've talked about at length that we see often in boxing, but we don't see it, I think, enough in MMA. We've got Wonderboy back.
Sorry about that. We had like a power surge or something.
Whoa.
Happened in the Wi-Fi. Yeah, it kind of everything went black and came back on. I don't know. It's kind of snowing here, or not snowing, but sleeting here.
Okay.
So we might have had some trees go down. So I'm not sure.
No problem.
What happened?
Nothing will ever top when you did the show from the school bus while a hurricane was going down.
You remember that?
Yes, of course. That was
the tornado?
Yeah, yes. That was nuts.
In the middle of a tornado, I'm sitting here talking with Ariel Hawani, and this tornado, literally, I could see it. Like I could literally see this tornado coming. I had to run inside the school.
Oh
that
my God.
That was crazy.
That was insane. I wanted to ask you about his corner throwing in the towel or saying like, no mas. I wish we would see more of this in fights. Were you surprised that they ultimately did it? Because we often see like, no, you got to go out there. You got to keep fighting when it's very clear the fighter should not keep fighting.
Yeah, man. I think it was great. It's a breath of fresh air, to be honest with you, because it's the coaches taking care of the fighter, and that's what it's all about, right? And MMA has this, thing where you got to be tough, you got to be strong. I mean, obviously, you got to be strong to be on the game, but there's a fine line between being strong and being smart, right? So the coaches were definitely smart with it. He didn't have anything else. I mean, Kevin was done. His hand was shot. He was taking a lot of shots especially in that fourth round. Hit him with like 2 or 3 spin hook kicks to the head. I can't believe he was still standing, but I dropped him a few times. It was definitely a smart call on the coach's part for sure.
How great was it to be out in front of a crowd again?
Amazing. To be able to feel the crowd, to hear the crowd, to see that energy, especially when you step out there, to hear the oohs and ahs. Man, it was unbelievable. I love it.
I was so excited. You said a few days ago Jack Black was going to walk you out, and then he didn't walk you out. What happened?
Oh man, he was on tour, which is something that I knew. He was on tour. He's still on tour, and it was kind of up and down whether he was going to make it or not. And he hit me up in the DMs on Instagram. I was like, "Hey, would you want me to walk you out?" I was like, "Are you kidding me? I would be amazing. I would be surprised if you just showed up to the fight. Would be amazing." And a few days before the fight, he had messaged me. He's like, "I'm not going to be able to make it. I'm sorry, but I will be watching the fight." So he actually went on Instagram Live of him watching the boy fight. It was amazing. So hopefully next time he'll be able to walk me out.
So I saw that you commented on one of the videos. Watching him watch you with his facial expressions was hilarious. Like his reaction. I don't know. You now know him. You hung out with him. We're showing a video of you guys hanging out, and I want to ask you about that. But the videos of him watching you and the classic Jack Black face was so much fun to watch. Does he like MMA? Does he know anything about it? Because he was super into it.
I don't know what's
he was so into it. He's not a violent guy at all, but he is like you see in the movies, right? You see him in the movies, he's like that in real life. He's the sweetest guy you've ever met in your life. He made me and Sweet Tea feel welcome. We went to one of his concerts in Wilmington, North Carolina, and I got to walk out on stage while he sang Wonder Boy. And it was an epic, man. It was a dream come true, and it was just a blast. He is the nicest guy. Him and KG are great. Kyle Gass is part of the band. So it was just so sweet and cool to see him watch me perform, man.
Yes, it was amazing.
It was epic.
He was super invested, super into it, was rooting for you. The kick that he was showing you when you met him backstage, when you were hanging out, I was impressed. He's got moves.
He kicked higher than I did.
Yeah.
I mean, I almost pulled a hamstring trying to kick that high. It was awesome.
Was that your first time meeting him?
The very first time I've met him. I take that back. I met him via FaceTime at International Fight Week. There was a guy there who was doing some footage, some filming, and he also films for Jack Black and Tenacious D. So he called Jack Black up. We did a FaceTime. We made the concert thing happen. And that was the first time I got to meet him in person.
Wow.
But it was like, it was like classic Jack Black.
Amazing.
He's 53 years old.
Yeah.
Kyle Gass is 63, and they were jamming, bro. They were jamming the entire time. It was epic.
Is the hope that maybe the next fight or one of your fights before you call it a career, that he walks you out? Are we putting this on ice?
No, it's going to happen.
Okay.
It's going to happen.
Oh my god.
Going to walk me out. Even if he sings or not, even if he just walks out with me, we're going to make that happen.
And UFC was okay with this?
Yeah. They were okay with it. They were like, let's do this, man. They were excited about it.
Oh my gosh, that would be incredible. We're showing pictures of him reacting to you. It was hilarious. The facial expressions were just amazing. The low blow, this, he's confused. He doesn't know what's going. It was absolutely amazing. So you said tomorrow you'll have your hand checked out. You think surgery?
I'm hoping not. Okay. I hear that Kevin Holland went through surgery today on his hand. I'm hoping that I will have no surgery on my hand and just have to put it in a splint and get some healing time. But I'm wanting to fight again, early next year.
Okay.
2023, baby.
Perfect opponent.
And get back on your show, Ara Helwani. I love it.
Thank you. Yes. So here you are. You were too busy for me last week, but what did I say?
I'm sorry.
What did I say? What did I say in the text when you couldn't make it?
You said, it's all good, man. We can do it after the fight. When you win.
No, yeah, I said after the win. So, I knew something. One last thing before I let you go. Perfect opponent?
Well, there's a few opponents that are being talked about. Number one, Conor McGregor. People are wanting me to fight Conor. There is the BMF, which I've been trying to get.
Yeah.
BMF versus the BMF. People are wanting to see that, and people want to see the striking class. They want to see a strike, and of course, Pereira. Is it Michelle?
Yeah.
Michelle Pereira?
Unless you mean the
That would be
champion at
awesome.
85,
Acrobatic ninja.
Alex Pereira. You mean the 170 Pereira, not the 85 Pereira who just beat Izzy.
170.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're not moving up.
Yeah,
there.
definitely will not be facing off against Alex. That dude's like way too big.
Yes. Okay, I love all of those. So hopefully you're not out for too long, and you still got a lot of tread on those tires. You're not done.
Let's go. We're still going, Ariel. We're still going, my friend.
I loved it. I loved everything about it. It was great to see you in that kind of fight. Those are the fights we want Wonder Boy to be in. Those are the fights that you have earned, that you deserve. And I hope that it's those kinds of fights. Win or lose, we just want to see you in that. We don't want to see you, being pinned on the mat. That's not why people love you.
Nobody wants to see that. They want to see the striking class. They want to see the Stephen Thompson, the Wonder Boy karate style, Ariel.
That's right. By the way, is it true you got arrested for skinny dipping?
Yes. I don't know why I even brought that up, but I did. It was years ago. Yeah, man. We went skinny dipping and they had cameras because somebody had vandalized the pool. I'd never been to that pool before in my life. And I got in trouble, man.
How old were you?
I had to spend a weekend in jail. Oh, man, probably 19. I was 18, 19, maybe something like that. There was girls involved, obviously. I mean, why else would you do that? So, and I got it expunged, though. I got to train the local police department, which was awesome.
You had to spend a weekend for that in jail?
Yeah. Well, what happened was I was supposed to go to court and, small town, my lawyer knew the judge and he ended up having kidney stones.
Oh.
So they were going to postpone, but they switched judges on us. So I'm sitting here driving home with my brother, Sweet Tea, and I get pulled over and there was a warrant out for my arrest. It was a Friday. I didn't get out till Monday.
What? Were you freaking out?
Yeah. Oh, dude, I was freaking out, man. I was like, dude, I want to get toe up. I mean, these guys are gonna go ham on me, man. I mean, look at me, blonde hair, blue eyes, at 18 years old. Come on, Ariel.
Anyone try to mess with you?
It was all cool. Nobody did.
Okay.
Nobody did. Like I said, small town. Everybody kind of knew what was up, and but dude, I'll never go back, bro. I spent a week in there. Never go back.
By the way, had I known that you were in ex-con, I never would have given you the NMF title.
It's okay though. I'm glad you gave it to me before you found out.
That's right. Feel better, my friend. Congratulations on the win. Tremendous stuff. So happy for you. And hopefully we see you back out there in 2023 soon enough.
Thanks, Sarah Hawani. You the man, brother.
You're the man. Thank you so much. Wonderboy Thompson. What a mensch. Of all menches. NMF champ for life.